g'day, bonjour, hi, I'm Michaela and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making an almond flour bread. You don't need a bread machine, there's no yeast, there's no eggs, it's vegan and gluten-free, and I'm sure it'll taste delicious. I don't have a bread machine and I have recipes in this group for different bread recipes that are easy to make. So this one, we take, I've got a bowl and I've got some almond flour, some baking powder, I'm adding some psyllium husk, which will bind it together, and some oat flour. And I'm using gluten-free oat flour. And we're just gonna mix that up together. My oven is preheating. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil and some lukewarm water. And the mixture will be watery, but we have to let it sit for 10 minutes because it will thicken up, and that's what the psyllium husks do, which is also a great form of fibre. So we're just gonna add water, and I'm just gonna keep stirring it. It's watery, but it's gonna form a ball, and we're gonna let it sit for 10 minutes. There we go. So it's now formed, getting there, like a dough ball. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes and then we're going to come back and see what it looks like and go from there. All right, let's see. It's after 10 minutes. It's still not holding. It's quite wet still. So it said if it's still wet to add a little bit more psyllium and then work it through so it becomes just a smooth ball. So I'm going to do that now. Need a lot more, just a bit. There we go. Now we've got a bowl. Now with this bread, you don't want to put it in a loaf tin. The recipe said if you put it in there we go, it's sticking now like a ball. It's a good ball of dough. So what you want to do is if you put it in a loaf tin, it doesn't cook in the center properly. That's what the recipe said. So what we're going to do is we have a tray with some lightly oiled parchment paper. And you make it the shape you want. You don't want it too high or it won't cook properly apparently. So I'm going to roll it a little bit and do a bit of a longer loaf. That's not too high. Remember, it's not going to rise, so we'll make it just like more of a flatter loaf. Then we're just going to pop it in our oven. Now, if you want, you can sprinkle seeds on it, sesame seeds or bagel seasoning. I'm going to keep this one plain. And then we're going to bake it for around 50 minutes in a preheated oven, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. So now remember, when you're making alternative breads, they're alternative breads. If they don't have yeast and flour, don't expect a regular bread loaf that's going to rise. It's not going to be like that. It's an alternative bread loaf, equally nutritious and delicious, but it's just not going to be like a regular loaf. So that's going to be mine, and I'm going to bake it in the oven like this, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so it's been cooked. It's still a little warm, but it came out exactly the same shape as I put it in, as they said. So it smells nice. So we're just going to cut a little bit. And I would warm it up the next day too. It's always nice and warmed up. If it's a little bit too moist inside, like I think this might be, then I would just pop it in the toaster and toast it a little bit till it dries out. Let's see how this tastes. Delicious. Almond bread, almond flour bread, 6 ingredients, easy to make. Cook it till it's done inside. It says the toothpick came out clean. If it's still a little moist inside, then you can pop it in the toaster when you're ready to eat it. Store it in the fridge. And then you have a nice bread alternative. Enjoy.